Welcome to the show. And today we are doing a review of Nexus 2 by Duncan Faure and Craig Else. And I was I was very fortunate. I was invited to interview them and be part of the interview on TD1 Radio just recently. Learned a lot about this CD and the songs and the meaning behind some of the songs, and about these two individuals. So some of that information may come through here, depending on which songs I choose to play. But yeah, let's talk about Duncan and Craig. So Duncan, I guess he did mention he passed his guitar exams by the age of 15, right? But when I asked, what was the who did he learn the most from, or what training did he learn the most from? He described learning all of the Beatles songs and Elton John songs and stuff like that. And of course, he was in Rabbit, which was a huge band in South Africa in the 70s, and did a little bit of solo work and then get on to the Rollers, and then since has been doing some solo work, did some work with Ian Mitchell that I know of as well, right? So yeah, his recording career started in the early 70s. Okay, Craig started learning piano at the age of 4. I got that information off of Wikipedia, but he did say that it was his grandmother was giving lessons, and she taught very talented people, and was obviously a great music instructor, and he learned music theory from that as well. And as far as his guitar work goes, he is self-taught. But yeah, he also was in a band, even though he's from Canada, that was hugely popular in South Africa in the 1980s. So isn't that incredible? And they know each other through Ian Mitchell, the late Ian Mitchell, who I always thought was very talented as well, right? I've got like 2 or 3 of his albums, and I really enjoy, parts of the first one. I think there was too much involvement with producers and stuff like that. But the second and third that I have of his, I think they're really great albums. But anyway, they also know each other through the South African music scene. But between the two of them, they've got a century's worth of knowledge of music, right? Because they've been doing this for so long. Now, as far as this album goes, what can you expect? Well, there is excellent musicianship. One track in particular is really, I think, bound to impress anyone who cares about that sort of thing, right? The musicianship. There's a lot of work into the production. Every song is tremendous, and every song, there's no laziness here. Is what really impresses me, and it's something that everything I do suffers from, is the laziness. But nothing is good enough until it's great for both of these songwriters. And there's always a surprise, and things go deeper, and it gets better. I think every track across this album I love. Now the differences in their compositional styles, right? Their songwriting styles. Definitely for Duncan, there's that Beatles flair, but there's also Duncan has that ability that sometimes takes quite a while for a songwriter to pass through chords, to use chords that you don't expect, right? And to land at places that you don't expect, but it always works out and it makes sense to the song. And it makes it unique, even if he is drawing from other things, it makes it unique, It's really incredible. And the first song we're going to play is a very good example of that. Now, for Craig, he described that for this album anyway, he felt his role was to put more of a groove in between the Duncan songs. Now, I'm speaking for him when I put it that way, because that's kind of my wording for what he had said. And I definitely hear that, but I don't want people to miss out on his compositional abilities. I don't know if in music that's what you call it, but anyway, his ability to write a song and to make sure that it's fully fleshed out, and I'm talking musically and lyrically. A really great song always has a surprise in some of the chord progressions that add that depth, and he has the ability to do that. And so both of them write songs that are complete. There's no laziness about it. And then you have to get on to all of the extra work in producing this and adding all of even sound effects and stuff like that to give it that depth, right? Um, Tremendous amount of work went into this CD. I can guarantee you of that. Um, was there much else I wanted to say as an introduction? I think that's mostly it. Well, I should also say, so Duncan appears on a few instruments on here. Mostly he's doing piano, especially for the stuff that he's writing. He's playing the piano throughout most of the songs on here. There's a few places where he's playing bass. When you hear the harmonies, there's harmonies provided by both Craig and Duncan, and then they both take turns singing lead, right? So the first song I'm going to play, I've heard that this is doing very well in South Africa right now, and I'd like to say congratulations on that. This is the first song from the CD, the first hit from the CD. It's written by Duncan, and it's called Looking Forward to Summer.
Looking forward to summer. Looking forward to summer, stepping out in the rain to wash away the heartache that girl brought me every day. Looking out from my doorstep into the eyes of her soul, she knocked the wine glass over and spilled it on my rock and roll. Well, she said she's calling her my girlfriend. Looking forward to summer, stepping out in the rain. And secretly I'm undercover, looking for some loving. Total eclipse of the heartache, total eclipse of the sun. Can you help me? I'm calling, I've only just begun. In my eyes I've undressed you, and I've seen it all before. She left a note on my heartstrings and pinned it on my house front door. She said she's calling her my girlfriend. Got me looking forward to summer. She said she's calling her my girlfriend. Got me looking forward to summer. Looking forward to summer, stepping out in the rain. Secretly I'm undercover, looking for some loving. Looking forward to summer. Looking forward to summer, stepping out in the rain. Looking forward to summer, stepping out in the rain.
Yeah. So one thing I didn't really mention, I said that Duncan was playing piano, and there's bass, and he shows up on other instruments a bit here and there, and he's doing lead vocals and some backing vocals, and sometimes Craig's doing lead vocals. But also, I didn't mention that there's a whole host of instruments that Craig is playing throughout this album as well, right? And I want to focus. This one we're focusing. Well, actually, I would like to say I'm focusing just on musicianship, but I really enjoy the composition of this song as well. The chord progression is quite nice, you know. And yes, it does have. It is based on groove. It's got a real nice groove to it, which I really enjoy. And then it's got some guitar lead work that it shows so much knowledge of the guitar. It makes me want to give up when I hear it, because you've got all these different chord shapes and then all these different ways of playing melodies, and it fits in so nice, and then the effects on the guitar are nice as well. But I think for anyone who enjoys listening to musicianship, this is absolutely a great one. And I knew that Craig was a great guitarist, because he was doing, on the first CD, he was doing some Cliff Gallup type stuff. And that really, whenever anyone's doing that, I know that they're focused, and they know, they really know what they're doing on guitar, because there's not too many people that can actually do that. I've talked to people who think there's nothing going on with the Cliff Gallup stuff on those early Gene Vincent records. They're not impressed with it. But let's be serious here, folks. I mean, Jeff Beck devoted an entire album, which I actually have on vinyl. Can you believe it? I literally went into a store years after it was released, walked in and thought, this is what I'm looking for, and it was in the just arrived used bin in mint condition from Germany. Can you believe it? But Jeff Beck, his influence, his major influence was Cliff Gallup. So when I heard them playing around with that sort of stuff, I knew we're talking about some serious musicianship here. And I am so happy to hear this song. Now, the meaning behind this song is that, from what I understand, is that Craig was finishing up the CD and getting ready to go on holiday, and it's as simple as that. That's what I've heard. But let's listen to Going on Holiday. Okay, so wasn't that a surprise on the album, right? Very pleasant one. Love all that guitar work. You know, you've got, I don't know what it is. There's some double stops in there, some nice chords, and then, just the single notes. And it just flows really well. And there's a lot of, picking of some type on there to get through all the individual notes and different chords near the end. All a lot of fun, all very enjoyable. And the nice thing is also, none of it takes away from the groove of the song. It just adds to that groove of the song. And made me wish I owned like a Corvette with a soft top, and that I lived somewhere other than Canada, maybe Vancouver, right? Because I would drive along listening to that. Oh, I have to get my next song ready. Oh yeah, so this one also is a pleasant surprise. This is another Duncan penned song, and to me, it's just a rocker. I just love, it's got a soft and then a harder part that comes out. I really enjoy this. This is the kind of thing that I wish I could experience when writing. To have that power that comes out. Really great, very enjoyable song, well produced, and it's different. It's a change from some of the other Duncan stuff on here, and so those are the two kind of reasons I was focused on it: how much of a rocker it is in some parts, but also how different it is. Like, it's so diverse. The type of music that you get from Duncan over all the years. I really recommend checking out his anthology and pronounced Faure, which you can find those on like streaming sites and on iTunes, and I highly recommend those. But let's listen to "Is It You."
Is it you or the flowers in bloom, or the scent and the curl in your hair? With your heart of gold, you keep me warm in the cold. You know I've already been there. Is it you or the sun in the sky that lights up the beat of my heart? Rolled around the world in a heartbeat, and girl, you know I knew it was you from the start. Is it you? Is it you? Is it by the light of the silvery moon, in the world when it's winter in June, we can love in the night and the whole world bright. You know we're never a minute too soon. In the world when it's winter in June. Is it you? Is it you? Is it
So wasn't that a pleasant surprise? So different, right? And there is a lot of diversity throughout this CD. Um, I'm only playing one more song. I wish I was playing more. Like, I could just go through every song and like describe things about them, but I can't do that. Obviously, I want you to go buy the CD or buy it on iTunes. And worst case scenario, play it on Spotify or Tidal. Tidal I prefer, because they do take a portion of your subscription and give it to whoever you listen to the most. I mean, I guess that's something. I'm not a fan of the streaming services. My feeling my personal opinion is that they're ripping off the band, and in some ways, I'm sure what they get from my channel. I want you to understand, my channel is not monetized, and I have no intention of ever monetizing it. But on top of that, even if it were monetized, because I'm playing their music, if any advertising shows up on this, that a portion of that advertising revenue goes to them, right? That's how it works. But I'm sure they're not going to make anything off of this video. But I'm going out on one last song, She Dreamed of Flying. And I'll just talk about this one, like musically. I thought this one had a nice 80s kind of flair to it. I noticed that someone mentioned during the interview the song was played, and someone mentioned in the chat group that it had something similar to The Cure. And my feeling is you can't go wrong there, right? But there's a whole sound here that I've actually just recently started to appreciate, and I started writing some stuff around these little guitar hooks. And it actually comes from Joy Division and New Order and The Cure. And it was something that was really nice that they were doing, and it comes out in this as well. But I don't want to talk about just that, which is the sound, like the overall sound of the song. The chord progressions, there's some surprises in here. It's fully developed, really a beautiful song. So we're going to go out on this. Thanks for watching, and pick up the CD. The CD, once again, is called Nexus 2 by Duncan, Faure, and Craig Else. This is She Dreamed of Flying.
myself.